ち悪い。
Two hedgehogs in the cold. It's winter and they're freezing, and the only thing that can keep either of them alive is the warmth of the other body. So they move closer, but they're covered in spines, and the closer they press together for warmth, the deeper they cut each other. So they pull back, and the cold returns. So they move close again, and again they bleed. This is the hedgehog's dilemma. There is no distance that solves it. Far enough apart to stop the bleeding is far enough apart to freeze. The thing they need to survive is the exact thing that wounds them. This is an old thought experiment about people, about why intimacy is so hard. Why the people we most want to let in are the people who can hurt us the most. Evangelion is all about this exact concept. To understand how, you have to understand the one piece of this show that's very crucial, the AT field. For most of the series, it's a war term. The monsters called angels are protected by an invisible barrier. It shrugs off missiles, tanks, everything. The only thing that can break an angel's field is another field, projected by the giant machines humanity builds to fight back. So for the longest time in the show, you think the AT field is just sci-fi armor, a force field with a cool name. But then, near the end, the show tells you what it actually stands for. The barrier isn't only the angels. Every living thing with a soul has one. They call it the light of the soul, the wall around a mind that makes it a self. The reason you are you and not the person next to you. The line where you end and everyone else begins. And here's the turn. The same wall, the one that gives you a self that protects you, is the reason you are alone. It's the barrier no one else can cross. The show says it plainly, the AT field is the wall that encloses every heart. It's why we can stand in a crowd and feel like no one can reach us. The angel's armor and the human condition turn out to be the same thing. This is basically the hedgehog's dilemma, but drawn as light. The barrier that keeps the pain out is the same barrier that keeps the warmth out. There is no version of you that is safe and reachable. It's one wall. It comes down for everything, or it comes down for nothing. And no one in the show has built that wall higher than the boy at the center of it. Shinji Ikari is 14. His mother died in front of him when he was small. His father responded by sending him away, and then years later summoning him back, not to make amends, to put him in one of those machines and send him out to die fighting the angels. So Shinji learned one lesson over and over. The people you reach for are the people who leave. Closeness is just the setup for the next wound. And his answer is to stop reaching. He decides it is safer to feel nothing than to feel that again. When something good happens, he flinches from it. When someone offers him warmth, he assumes it's a trick or a debt or a thing that will be taken away. It would be easy to call him weak for this, but he's not. He's not avoiding something that isn't real. The danger is real. The people around him do get hurt. He does lose them. He's just the only character honest enough to admit what the hedgehog's dilemma actually costs. That to be close enough to be loved means to be close enough to be destroyed. And it would be easy to think that this is just one boy's problem, but it isn't. Look at Asuka. She's everything Shinji isn't. Loud, brilliant, furious, the best in every room and desperate for you to know it. She looks like his opposite. She's actually his twin in a way. Because her noise is a wall too. The aggression, the constant performance, it's all built to keep you at a distance so you never get close enough to find the thing she's terrified of. The fear that if you really looked, you'd find nothing worth loving. Shinji hides behind silence while Asuka hides behind volume. And the show gives you a way out: the Human Instrumentality Project. And once you understand the AT field, you understand exactly what it is. If the walls between people are the source of all the pain, then dissolve the walls, all of them at once for everyone alive. Every AT field on Earth comes down together. Every separate self melts into one. No more edges to cut against. No more you, no more me. Just a single ocean of everyone, where no one is ever lonely again. Because there's no longer anyone to be lonely from. And the man running it is Shinji's father. He wants it for the reason that turns the whole thing personal. He is the most walled off person in the entire series: cold, controlled, untouchable. He cannot say a single warm word to his own living son. But everything he does is so that he can be reunited with the one person, his dead wife, Shinji's mother. And when he finally reaches her, he confesses the truth underneath all of it. He stayed away from his son because he was afraid. Afraid that if he got close, he'd only hurt him. That's the hedgehog's dilemma in its purest, darkest form. A man so frightened of the spines that he would rather end the entire world than risk reaching for one warm body. Shinji is initially on board with this plan. I mean, of course he is. He is a child who has never had a single day without pain, and he is being offered a painless eternity. But inside that perfect warmth, something in him refuses, because he finally sees the whole price of this plan. In the sea, yes, nothing can ever hurt him again, but nothing can ever reach him again either. There's no one left to misunderstand him, which means there's no one left to understand him, no one to disappoint him, and no one to ever surprise him by staying. He realizes that a world without pain isn't a world without suffering. It's a world without other people in it at all. And a version of himself that can never be wounded is just a version of himself that is finally perfectly alone forever. The thing he was running from was waiting for him at the finish line. So he does the single hardest thing he could do: he turns the mercy down. He asks for the walls to return, knowing precisely what they cost, knowing the loneliness that comes back with them, knowing that people will fail him again and he'll fail them. And he chooses it anyway because the alternative was never peace. It was disappearing. The show gives us this choice in two different endings. The first is inside his own mind, stripped of the plot and the machines and the war, just Shinji arriving at the smallest and largest realization a person can have: that he is allowed to just exist. That his life could have worth even if he is not useful, not a pilot, not anything, just himself. And everyone he has ever known turns to him and applauds one word over and over: congratulations. It's strange and bare, and a lot of people hated it, but look at what it's saying. The bravest thing this boy ever does is not pilot a robot again. It's accept that he is allowed to be here. The applause isn't for winning, it's for choosing to stay. And then the film gives us the same choice, but with all the comfort stripped out. Shinji wakes on a dead beach, the world ruined around him, and one other person beside him. And the first thing he does to the last girl alive is close his hands around her throat and try to choke her. This is the cost the applause didn't show you. Choosing other people back means choosing the version of yourself that can do this, that can hurt someone, that is dangerous and frightened and capable of harm. She doesn't fight him, she just lifts one hand and touches his cheek. He lets go, he breaks down, and she looks at him and delivers the last line of the entire story. That's it. No embrace, no music, no reward, just two damaged people who are once again able to hurt each other, which is the only proof that they're able to feel anything at all. So this is what the title of this video means. The part of you that can feel pain is the same part of you that can feel everything else worth being alive for. You cannot numb the one without numbing the other. It was always just one wall. If it still hurts, it means you never pressed the button. It means you're still here, still reachable, still a hedgehog in the cold, close enough to someone to bleed.